Mate, hey, like my man.
Hey,
Okay.
g'day, and welcome to the Bloody Legends podcast with Jim and myself, Jai, that Aussie metal guy, on the show with an extra special guest. You can tell because I've even written a fucking intro for this, people. Legendary metal guitarist Michael Amott, founding member of Arch Enemy, Spiritual Beggars, Black Earth, Carnage. He's also played with Candlemass, Carcass. He's guested on tracks with The Haunted, Creator, Annihilated, just to name a bloody few. On multiple lists, he's in there, up there as top 100 metal guitarist of all time, and rightly so. And with the Metal Titans Arch Enemy, he's due to hit Australian shores coming the start of February. I think it's from February 14th. So I'm lucky enough to snag him for a quick chat with the podcast. Thank you so much, Michael, for joining us, man. We really do appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No worries. Absolute pleasure to get you on here, man. You are due to hit Australian shores in February, man. This is off the back of like 30 countries in 2022. You go on Australia, New Zealand, Japan, then Europe. So hectic tour schedule up.
Yeah. I mean, you know, everything's back on again. So it's like we're getting out there and getting it done. It's really cool. Super exciting. And, you know, we haven't been to Australia for 5 years, apparently. So
wow.
Exactly. So that's crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
We did some dates around a download show in 2018, and then we played the other cities as well. So that's 5 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah,
5 years.
Time flies.
Yes, sir.
Well, the last two, 2020 and 2021 now, I guess.
Wow.
It's definitely been a crazy time touring. Dude, I want to ask you, man, you played, as I just mentioned, you played countless shows, and you no doubt have built a lot of great memories in your career, but what are some of your biggest highlights so far?
This interview right now is one of them, for sure.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Well, you know, like you said, it's been such a long journey. I can't really, that's really, you know, it's just too big of a, I can't really think about that. It's I can't think of what would be the number, like the three top highlights of my career, because there's been so many. You know, we've reached so many levels, new levels, and hit new plateaus. You know, I think I mean, number one and the only is really just getting to be able to do this for full time for a living. That's probably the biggest achievement. You know, and having this as a career has been I feel very fortunate. You know, it's nothing that I don't take that for granted, and I've just you know, I've always worked hard. I've treated it with respect, I think. So it's something I'm very passionate and serious about. I guess just the opportunity to be able to do this full time as a musician is that's a dream come true.
No doubt.
Jim.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No doubt, sir. As an attempted guitar player myself, I've been a musician my whole life, but just to be able to talk to you, sir, you're one of my favorite guitarists on the planet. So this is truly an honor to speak with you. So this is
cool. Thank you.
Oh, sir, absolutely. Deceivers is, I mean, I don't know how to. I listened to it front to back this morning on my morning commute, and if talk about that the writing process with this, it sounds like you have there's a lot going on with this record. There's melody, it's heavy, it's progressive, it's everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's it takes a while to put these records together and these songs, you know, because like the initial seed of creativity will probably be, you know, things will move very fast in the beginning. You know, you get inspired, you come across a riff or a melody or type of song, you start building on that idea, and those things happen very quickly. But then we spend a lot of time circling back around these demos. Me and our drummer Daniel, that we work on the music very closely together, and you know, we keep circling around these songs and going back and dissecting them, switching out parts, changing keys, changing little details. You know, there's a lot that goes into it because, you know, it has to be of a certain quality. You know,
right.
that's just the way Arch Enemy is, you know. It's like a lot of there's a lot of like it might not sound technical, but it's like there's a lot of thought that's been going into the flow, and the tempos as well are very important, you know. Of the some riffs
yes.
really pop on certain tempos. You change something 5 BPM, suddenly the riff comes to life, you know. Things like that, you know. There's a lot that goes into it in a technical way, but you know, really, I'm a very emotional player. I just follow my instinct really, and I don't really overthink things initially. But then, of course, we do go back to it and sort of, like I said, and work on the material, and then incorporating all the other instruments, and then sometimes it's like keyboards or like string players, you know, like violins and cellos and stuff like that. And then we work with a bunch of cool people that contribute to the overall sound of the band. And then, of course, when Elisa comes into the picture and adds her thing, you know, the voice, then it really becomes a reality. Oh shit, it's an Arch Enemy record.
Right,
And
right.
yeah.
Incredible.
We were talking about that before you did jump in, Michael, just her incredible vocal range. And, you know, even from that opening track, Handshake with Hell, it
Yeah.
is an absolute, she just has an amazing voice, and she's able to go from these really good cleans, which we already know she can do, and she was doing well before, but and then these amazing heavies as well.
Mhm.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, we knew when we got her into the band, which is what she could do, you know, and what was possible maybe. And I think she's done a great job. And you know, some people say they don't want to hear any cleans in Arch Enemy, and some people say they don't want they want more of the cleans. You can't satisfy all of the people all of the
Right.
time, you know. You just can't. And but I think we just go with what feels natural, you know. And a lot of the stuff that I write, you know, is very melodic guitar wise, you know. So then if you're going to add
Right.
another melody on top of my guitar melody, and then adding a vocal melody on top of that, it's like it's a little bit much maybe. So and she really Lisa really enjoys singing with the heavy voice, the brutal voice, you know, as well. So
No
she's a
doubt.
fan of both styles, as are we. So you know, we just go with what feels natural in that process. So.
That's important. That's very cool.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things when I first discovered Arch Enemy. I think it was back on the War Eternal album, and I just became a fan straight away. And I was talking about how internet and everything made things easier for me to discover more music. But I went back through and just discovering all the music, and each different generation of Arch Enemy has just been unreal to see. You know what I mean? It all kind of sits in its own place, and you've kind of been a band that's always done what feels right for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a long journey. I think we're on the 27th year of our career,
I
you know,
know.
as a band, and it's insane. I mean, but you know, in some ways, it feels like it went by like that, and then in other aspects, I look back at certain things that happened in our career, and it feels like, oh shit, you know, it feels like a very long time ago. So you know, it's just been very. I have to say, it's been an organic thing. You know, it's just been. You know, when you start a band, when I started the band in 1995, I never thought I was going to be talking to you about Arch Enemy in 2000. Where are we now?
Yeah, I know.
2023.
2023.
You
It's
know what I
crazy,
mean?
isn't it? It's still trying to work
Yeah.
out.
So
I
it's
keep
like,
saying 2022 myself, eh?
yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, you know, coming up, it's going to be 30
30
years
years.
later. You
30
know,
years.
as soon as that's just nuts. You know, it's just like, how did that happen? You know.
With having
You don't go into it thinking that it's going to last that long, you know.
right, right. With having such a big back catalog that you guys have, do you find different ways of playing like older songs, like off like Wages of Sin or anything like that?
Yeah, creating the concert set list is like really a nightmare nowadays. Because we have for every new song that we put in, something old has got to come out, you know.
Right.
So that's difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
And with the
No doubt.
new album, like the last few records have just been sort of so full of popular songs for us.
Yep.
Right.
We've been very fortunate with that, you know, like you know, The Eagle Flies Alone from the previous album, Will to Power, is over 90 million views on on YouTube, you know. So you like, and the world is yours is 50 million something. So what do? You got to play those, and then you got to play this, and you want to play some new songs. Our new singles have done so well as well. So from
They're killer.
Deceivers, House of Mirrors, Handshake with
House
Hell,
of Mirrors.
Deceiver. You know, so it's like all those songs. We want to play those as well. You know, because you know the thing is we've kind of rejuvenated the band. We've sort of like refreshed the fan base of the band. There's a lot of newer fans that have come into listening to us. So when we play, there's a lot of younger fans that want to hear the current stuff, you know, that we're doing now.
Right.
So we do all of that, and then we do. But then you know we got to respect the catalog and the history of the band. So we do. You know, I think we'll always play Ravenous and Nemesis and these kind of songs as well.
Absolutely.
And then there's something that's kind of cool is to think about that most people only ever see us like once or twice or three times maybe in their life. Like they will not see us, you know. And there's only the real hardcore fans that will see like 50 shows of Arch Enemy and complain about the set list. You know, but I think when most people only see you once or twice, then they you know they want to hear the hits, you know what I mean, or the popular tracks, the tracks that they've listened to a lot, and those are usually the ones that have the most, you know, views or streams or whatever it is nowadays.
Right.
Yeah, as you go, Jim.
No, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, you are due to hit Australia. Auckland first at the Powerstation, 12th of Feb. You got Adelaide, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and Perth, 14th,
Right.
15th, 17th, 18th, and 19th, respectively. And you got Valor, which is a killer band, supporting you as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, for us, it's a treat as well to come down and play. I mean, I remember the first time we did it was on the Doomsday Machine album back in 2005.
Ooh.
Wow.
That was the first time any of us had been. That's the first time anybody else had been down there in Australia. It was just like I think we were in Japan touring, and then we flew straight down to Australia and continued there. And I remember, I think Brisbane was the first city we ever played in Australia, and it was just it blew our minds that we had fans there as well. You know, that's the beautiful thing about metal. You know, it's underground, but still there's pockets of fans everywhere, all around the planet, all around the globe. It's really cool. And that's really what, you know, keeps it alive and, you know, sustains us, is these amazing fan bases that we have all around the world. And, you know, Australia is definitely one of them. And it's like I said, we don't come down there all the time, so it's a treat for us as well coming down. It's been 5 years, like I said, so somebody pointed that out earlier, so I was pretty surprised to hear that.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. I'm definitely looking forward to catching up with you. As Jim was saying, you've definitely inspired countless guitarists all over the world. Who are some of the guitarists that have inspired you, though, mate?
Oh, there's a lot of them. There's so many guitarists. So there's so many great ones, right? So, you know, it's a little bit of everything. You know, I definitely grew up, you know, listening to a lot of, you know, when I was playing guitar, became serious about guitar, I was listening to a lot of like Metallica and Megadeth in the 80s and Slayer, you know, and just the riffing, that really hard riffing and the chug, whatever you call the down picking and the chugging type of riffs.
Yeah.
You know, Metallica definitely blew me away on Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and, you know, it's just a huge inspiration. But then as far as, you know, I have quite a melodic solo style, so I'm not really the Slayer kind of guitarist in that way when it comes to solos. Although I love their solos, but it's not really it doesn't come naturally to me to play like that. I think I go more into the direction. I like more I'd say for solos, I go a little bit, even back to the 70s rock a little bit. I'm more like, you know, into like Michael Schenker and the Scorpions and you know, Gary Moore is a favorite, and
you
the
played
80s
with Michael
stuff as
Schenker
well.
as well, didn't you, on a track or something?
I was gonna say,
yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. That was wild. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, I've had a lot of great opportunities like that, and yeah, I'm very thankful for that, of course. That's also something you don't plan on when you stop playing, you know, or when you you think that one day I'm going to be sharing a stage with these guys, or I'm going to be like on their record. You know, it's just not something that you have. There's no expectation. I've never had any expectations really on what I'm going to achieve. Really, I just knew I was really, really passionate about the underground metal and the underground metal culture, and being in a band was something. I mean, it was quite popular being in a band. I don't know if it still is, because I mean, now there's so many other things that kids can do, right?
Yep.
I mean, I grew up without internet, I didn't have my own TV in my room. I just had, I just had like a few records, and then I had like a guitar in a case under my bed. And I just pull it out every time I got home from school. I pulled it out and I played it for hours. And so it's just there was not a lot of like there wasn't a lot of alternatives as far as entertainment goes. So I didn't, before I didn't have a video games or anything like that. So it's just I just kind of disappeared into that metal world, like a fantasy world in a way of guitar and just writing. I started writing songs pretty much immediately when I started playing, because I just had that urge to. And they were terrible songs, of course, and terrible riffs, but it was the beginning.
No. But that's what you gave guys like us, because I grew up the same way. I wasn't a TV or video game kid. I was a radio and record kid, and then grew up playing keyboard and then guitar at my grandfather was my influence, and then I taught myself guitar, but to pick up records that you played on. Like, you gave us such a gift, because what you did as a kid, listening to Shanker and all that, I did with you. Me and Jay did with you. So this is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool, isn't it? I mean, it goes around and around like that, just the influences. So, and you can't really. I mean, I think that's great. I mean, if I've given something back to what the music, it's just the music that I love, and if I've given something back to that, to the fans, the community, the spirit of that music, that's really the biggest compliment I can get. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Oh no, that's all.
Much appreciated, awesome. Michael Amott. That's perfect. We will leave that there, and the fans in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and Europe will be giving something back. That's for sure. A lot of love from down under and everywhere else in the world. Michael Amott, do you have any last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you'd like to add in there, my friend?
Well, just thank you for the great interview and great chat, and thank you for supporting Arch Enemy and myself. I really appreciate it a lot, and we're super excited. I already packed my bag. That's how excited I am to go and leave for this tour. So I'm ready.
Cool. Awesome.
I'm ready to rock.
Awesome. Can't wait to catch you down under. Till then, everybody else can go grab a whole heap of Arch Enemy, put it in the stereo so the neighbors can hear it as well. Cheers, mate.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks,
mate. Cheers.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Indeed.
Okay, there we go. That was really bloody cool. Thank you again, Michael Amott. Mate, that was a lot of fun. That was well worth the sitting up late, was it?
Oh my God. That's so crazy, because like him talking about growing up, that's how I grew up. Was you picked up an instrument and you just did it, and you play from the gut, and you don't have any reservations.
Yep.
And that's just such, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
What a really nice guy. Some good messages in there, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely suited for the show.
Yes, absolutely. Him and I didn't want to gush too much. I was like reserving it, but like him and I'll tell you, him and Loomis together,
Jeff Loomis,
like they like his style of riffing, Michael's is like I never heard. I mean, my buddy Jeff, who from shout out to Terminal Sanity, Jeff, my buddy Jeff, is an incredible guitar player. He's like, I never heard brutal music sound so beautiful and so melodic.
Yep.
And I said, that's what Carcass was. That's what Arch Enemy is. Arch. I can never get that right. I guess it is
potato.
Right, exactly. And I like, you can hear that in his tonality. I'd love to pick his brain again about tonality.
Yeah.
And how he gets that, because it's not, when you listen to his guitar, it has a bite, but it's a warm bite. It's weird. Oh, it's so, you can tell he's a classic rock player. Well, Spiritual Beggars.
Yeah, Spiritual Beggars, dude. Yeah.
It's a little more
time to
classic
chat about that. We had to.
I know.
I'm going to quickly share the tour poster for everybody here in Australia. But I did mention that they are going to be playing. There we go, a little tour poster if you can see it. All right, people. Arch Enemy. We've got Sunday 12th of February, Auckland Powerstation. Tuesday 14th of Feb, Adelaide, the Gov. Wednesday 15th of Feb, Brisbane, Tivoli Theatre. Friday 17th of Feb, Sydney, Metro Theatre. Saturday 18th is in Melbourne. Sunday 19th, Melbourne, the Forum. Sunday 19th, Perth.
Wow.
Metropolis, Fremantle. There we go.
Are you hitting any of these?
Yes, I'm definitely going to go to the Adelaide, the Tuesday 14th show.
Oh, Adelaide, sure.
Yep. Tickets, people, are available through davidroywilliams.com, tours Arch Enemy, or metropolistouring.com, Arch Enemy, and a big shout out to them as well for sorting this out, and a big shout out to the One Man Army for getting this happening. Also, a big shout out to every bloody one of you legends that have watched. We really do appreciate it. And what we also do appreciate is you hitting the like and subscribe, leaving a comment. We always like that. That's always a bit of a laugh. Getting over and liking and subscribing on the Facebook page. We do have a group going as well. Jim, any last words, my friend?
I'm speechless. That was amazing.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, you bloody legends. Look after each other. Peace out. We'll see you next time.
Oi, you know what time it is? You're tuned in listening to Joy That Aussie Metal Guy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his content when it drops. And remember, stay brutal, you mad dogs. Roof!